Hello, everybody, and welcome to our post-season Big Brother Canada 9 live fan Q&A show. I am so excited for this show. I want to welcome all of you and let you know, wherever you guys are watching this, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, YouNow, TikTok, all of your favorite places that we are putting out shows. Make sure that you follow so you are alerted every time that we do a show for all of you. But you're here now, so make sure that you share the show. Let everybody know that you are watching live with us, or if you're watching this in the future, share it then if you think somebody will enjoy the show. Of course, if you need to find any of my socials, Nicole's, the socials for Hello Friends, you can check them all out over at hellofriendspod.com. That is where you will find them all. Now, that being said, we need to jump right in with the man that you are all here to see from Big Brother Canada 9, our runner-up, our winner. It is Braden! Hello,
Well,
Braden.
hello.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you doing? What's new?
I am doing wonderful.
Love to see it. Love to hear it.
I am doing so great, except there is something I have to get out of the way, Braden.
I'm listening.
Okay. So there is this show on TV. It was like Big Brother Canada 9. It was amazing.
Never heard of that.
And we all loved it. Most diverse cast we've ever seen. We're all cheering for our favorites. I mean, obviously, I'm always going to be team gay. And I'm like, Braden! And then there was this moment where we were like, oh my God, Braden and Tara, they're going to make it to the end of this game. They're going to be that final two. We're going to see it. And my good pal, Braden, won a POV. And we were like, here we go. Yes, this is going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world. And then you didn't save Tara. And I told everyone I was going to yell at you. I was throwing water bottles at the television. Braden, can you please make me feel better about this?
Okay, what do you want to know? What do you want me to say?
I want you to apologize to me and my television.
Listen, some things had happened. I was in a very sticky situation. It just didn't make sense in the moment in my mind. But maybe it did watching at home. That's what I always wonder. Like when you're there, you really do have like blinders on. And then like when you watch back, you're like, oh.
Yeah. We want to get into all of that. Of course, we want to take questions from all of you guys. So wherever you guys are watching, you can go ahead, leave your questions now for Braden. We will get into all of that. And I really did, I should have started the show this way, but I like to just joke around. I want to congratulate you, seriously, being not the first, but a gay man, a black man in the final two on Big Brother. That is history in the making right there. And I just want to say that I think you're an inspiration to people. You're an inspiration to me. And I think I think it's just great what you represented in that house and getting to put that out there for people.
Oh, well, thank you. That really means a lot. I think coming into like knowing a season that was going to be so diverse, I think that was definitely at the forefront of everyone's mind, being like, okay, there's going to be tons of people that potentially look like you, that, are going to be representing the same communities as you. So that stress was a little off, but then obviously you're like, I still want to ride. I still want to, be a champion for my communities and really, show everyone that you can do the damn thing and you can still be yourself and that you don't have to be, pigeonholed into the specific role or the specific character. So there's a lot coming from you. Thank you.
Yes. Now, there is another thing that I want to get out of the way before we also get into all of these questions, because we kind of saw a little something. Now, I don't want to label anything, But we saw a little something forming, which I'm actually mad about because I feel like Ty was my boyfriend, and like we dreamed, oh, like in my dreams, we were together and married and have children. But I don't know why you broke up our happy family. Anyway, there was a something that it seemed like forming between you two in the house. What do you want to say about that? Because I don't want to like put any labels on anything that it
course,
was. Just
of
what did
course.
you like? What are your feelings about Ty?
I mean, I think we all know that obviously I had a little cute little crush
Right?
on Mr. Ty Ballin. I mean, like I always say, like who doesn't have a crush on Ty? You know, he's very
Right.
handsome, he's very smart, he's athletic, he's kind, he's caring. He really is the antithesis of a full package, you know?
Right. Right.
But I think in the house, I think that we really were super close. I think we really did develop like a really good friendship. I think definitely we like played on each other in order to get to where we were
Right.
because I knew that in my mind, I was like, he's super close with Jed. He's super close with Kiefer. He's super close with Beth. I'm like, how do I like weasel my way into this little group? So
Hmm.
I think, and also for him, he was like, well, he's super close to Beth. Like, why would he ever want to work with me over Beth? So I think that we definitely like played up like our relationship with each other, like to each other. But obviously, at the end of the day, like he definitely is one of like my best friends from that house. I think we definitely understand each other. Like we just get each other, you know. Like we have a
Right.
lot of the same similar interests. We talk a
Right.
lot of the same similar things, a lot of the same like worldviews. So I think that just really helped really establish our connection. But
Okay.
obviously, who doesn't love a good cuddle? You know,
Right.
it's lonely in
No,
that house.
it is. It is lonely in that house. So, what is your relationship like now with Beth postseason? Like, are you guys still like close? Are you guys good now after the season?
Well, I mean, I have literally yet to rewatch the show because I just feel like it's gonna skew my feelings of everyone, which may be a good thing, honestly. I don't know. But I have like talked to Beth like a bit. Obviously, we haven't had like an in-depth conversation or anything. You know, she wished me a cute little happy birthday, but nothing too serious. But
Right.
I'm definitely, you know, obviously open to being close friends with Beth. Just reach out, you know?
Okay, because I mean, the one thing that I know everyone is gonna want us
Mm,
to touch on. So, I mean, you didn't see it, or maybe you have seen it. Was
mm,
that there was a moment where Beth, and again, game related. So, not we all understand this is all game, and the people in the game
yes.
are different in the real world. But where she kind of told Ty to flirt with you and use that for a
Mm,
game, etc., which very much annoyed me. So, have you seen any of that? Have anybody told you about any of that?
I've obviously heard about it. I've seen like random clips here and there.
Hmm.
But like when we were in the house, like obviously they don't show everything or every conversation you have, but
Right.
like Ty had come to me like very, really early. I think even might have been right before, it might have been during the Invisible HOH week and had
Hmm.
like reached out to me and was like, hey, like I really think that like we would be like our best bets making it to the end. Um, like potentially like working together. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And like he even like told me he's like Beth and like Jed like really want me to like kind of, you know, push this like flirtatious relationship with you. But obviously like I genuinely want to build like a connection with you and really do want to work with you. So
Right.
like just know that that's going on. So I obviously knew that Beth was going to be pushing for him to be flirting with me and like really, you know, amp that up. But I
Hmm.
knew that also in the back of my mind that there was like real intentions and like really a real want to build like a genuine like gameplay relationship with me.
Right. Well, I love that. I mean, I always say, like, as long as you guys are okay with it. I think there are a
Mhm.
lot of us that watch the show and get, like, so passionate and
Oh, of
involved about
course.
the things that are done and said. And then I really do think at the end of the day, if you guys are good, then
Mhm.
we should all be good with you guys being good.
Oh, 100%. I do think that, when the game and like relationships get involved, like obviously it gets very heated, very messy. And I think that Beth really felt like her back was against a wall and
Mhm.
really thought that if she were to, spill this tea and, really start some drama, that I would just flip all of a sudden. But also, I was just very confused that week because, like, when she was bringing all this up, I was like, okay, but Beth, like, it's you and Tara on the block. Like the veto has already not been used. Ty isn't on the block. So I don't like what does me getting mad at him in this moment really do for anything?
Right. Right. No,
You know?
that is very true. I want to jump back a little bit to the beginning of the game with
Oh,
a
okay.
question from New Jersey girl who says, "When you lost your number one ally, Austin, from the house, did you
Nightmare.
already have a backup plan in place?" Or were you just more focusing on being social until you gathered, another plan of action?
Mhm. Yeah. So losing Austin, I think, really was like a big stumble, a big pushback in my game because I was like, well, what am I gonna do? The one person that I literally trust to death is gone. So what am I gonna do? Luckily, like obviously we had started like carb. So I
Mhm.
knew I had Roe that I hoped potentially would be 100% loyal to me. But honestly, my back was kind of against a wall and I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do. I definitely knew that I had really great relationships with most people in the house.
Mhm.
And so I knew that I would be able to, maybe potentially weasel my way in with someone. I really
Mhm.
hoped that my relationship with Beth would really, carry forward. And I knew that Beth really did see Austin as a threat. So by Austin being gone, I thought, listen, this is my time. I'm gonna, play around, pretend to be, Beth's little, sidekick, do whatever Beth wants. Oh my God, of course. And
Right.
really just kind of like solidify myself in there because I knew that if Beth thought she had complete control of me, that I would like my threat level would drop tremendously because she'd be like, Brain will do whatever I want. He does whatever I say. He follows me around like a puppy. Like this is easy for me. Like why wouldn't we keep Braden over anyone else?
Right.
So I wouldn't say I necessarily had a plan, but once Austin I knew for sure was going, I was like, okay, Braden, it's time to kick it into gameplay action. Like, what are you gonna do?
And you did great. I mean, it really was so impressive. I know, were worried for you at that point. We were like, oh no, this is the thing. The fun people, the people we love to watch on the feeds, the friendship that we love watching being formed is now broken in half. And then
Of course.
normally the other one goes. And you did not. You amazingly and brilliantly played this social game that got you to finale.
I know it's crazy. It's wild. It's crazy because I remember I literally it was like me and Austin sitting on the couch and I was like, okay, like listen, like if I stay, like what do you think I should do? Because obviously I trust you. Like, what do you think? And she was like, you know what? Lay low. She's like, I think you'll be good for at least the next few weeks. She's like, because we were obviously studying for the BB calendar at literally 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Um, and she was like, you know what? Maybe you should potentially throw this HOH because
Right.
you're good with Tina and Tara, you're good with Ro, you're good with Vic, and you're good with Beth. And if you're good with Beth, you're probably good with the boys. So like, it doesn't really make any sense for you to win this and draw, lines in the sand. Maybe just lay low for a bit, and I think you'll think you'll be fine. And I was like, I don't know, like you want me to throw a comp? That's crazy. But honestly, it worked out for the best.
It did. It definitely did. Slop Sucks over on Twitch wants to know, Braden, did you and Ro dress alike intentionally? Because you guys were so cute together.
Okay, that's what I've been seeing a lot, like a lot of photos about.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, it wasn't intentional. Maybe it was like subconsciously I was trying to match with him. I know the one day that we wore pink sweaters, I like intentionally like wore that pink sweater. But for the
Mhm.
most part, we really just I think we just have like similar color palettes that we brought and it just really happened to work out.
Yeah.
We were undercover working together even though we wore matching outfits every single day.
I see a lot of people in the chat saying Courtney is saying losing Austin was probably a good thing for Braden's game. What is your relationship like now postseason? So did you guys just pick up right where you left off?
Oh, 100%. I literally called her like 5 minutes as soon as I got my phone. We've been chatting, we FaceTime, we talk every single day. It's a genuine, real friendship, you know? I think we were both worried when we were in there that it's like, okay, is this just for like now? And then like as soon as we get out of here, like I'm never gonna speak to you ever again. But no, we've been surviving, we've been thriving, really doing the damn thing together. I'm obsessed with her, like obsessed.
I see Rasha's Fun World says, when is Brebe returning to New York? What do we need to make a meet and greet happen?
Listen, as soon as this world has turned back somewhat normal, and we can, hang out with people, I am down. I literally love New York. I've been there twice. I went there right before the pandemic hit. I was chilling. I got to go see my favorite talk show host, Miss Wendy Williams. Yeah, big fan. I'm a big fan of the drama, conflama, all of that. Listen, book me, hit me up. I'll plan a trip. Why not? Let's go to New York. Let's hang out. A nice little meet up.
I don't know if it's happening this year. I mean, in the States now, most people are vaccinated. I know.
Oh, yeah, they're chilling.
Yeah, New York, where I live, has just completely opened up. We have no restrictions. We don't even have to wear masks anymore. It's crazy.
Living the life.
But yeah, I'm like, okay, so now the people that don't have it that won't get it are just going to pretend like they have it. And
of course.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, girl, I got that shot. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got the shot. Yeah, sure. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, if the New York City premiere happens this year for our Big Brother, you guys should come to that. Like all the BB people gather in New York City, and it's like a big event for the premiere of our Big Brother.
I'm down. Listen, I love to travel. I love to have fun. Love to be a little party girl. I'm down. When is that?
Is it premiere day? Which I believe Julie said on a show was July 7th.
Oh, it's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up. Were you not a huge fan of BBUS? Have you not watched a lot of the BBUS seasons?
Okay, so here's the tea. I grew up watching Big Brother US. Right. So like I've seen like obviously like I think from like season maybe like 6 or 7. So I know like Janelle, like all like these
right
iconic players. And then I kind of fell off, I think around like BB20. So only like recently. Okay. And then I had only like recently got into BBCAN. Like I had only watched half of season 5.
Oh.
So I remember Kiefer told me one day that everyone really thought I was like the super fan of BBCAN, that I knew everything. And I was like, listen, I really don't. Like these people, I have no idea who they are. Couldn't tell you. You guys are talking about your favorite players?
Really? Sure. That is fascinating. Some people would argue you got out of BBUS at the right time. Some people would argue 20 and on they were not that happy with. So you might have
noted.
You need to come back now. 23 is going to be amazing.
I've heard it's going to be popping.
I'm sure it will be. I want to take this question. You got it from a bunch of people. I'm going to take it from Lexin155, even though I think I know your answer. And she wants to know, Braden, if it was Austin and Ty in the final 2, in the final 3, and you could pick, who are you bringing?
Okay, I've been getting this question a lot.
Yeah.
I would take Austin. Why wouldn't I? That'd be crazy. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely you should take Austin. With that jury, yes. If everything else stayed the same, take Austin.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to. Why wouldn't you? If for nothing else, at least then you have fun.
So I'm saying, like, we had been riding and dying that whole time. If we had been together since day 1 and made it all the way to the end, we had this like weird thought in our minds. We were like, oh, on night 1, we were the last ones picked on the couch. So maybe that's just like manifesting that we're going to be like the last 2 sitting in the house as well. But it didn't work out that way.
We have another question here from Lindsay, who says, at the end of the game, you won a lot of comps. Was it your plan to focus on your social game and let your allies win early, or was it you more so having your back against the wall and feeling like I have to win this to survive now late game?
I think it was a mix of both. Early on, I knew that I didn't really want to win a lot of things because I know early on there's not really a lot of reasons why you want to get rid of people. You're just like, I don't know, like maybe them.
Mhm.
So I was like, listen, if I start winning things, put a target on my back, they're literally all going to be like, get him out. Like, why? I also like no one really noticed that like I'm literally the same height and like build as Jed and Ty, but for whatever
What?
reason, like I'm just really below the radar. Like I think Jed's 6'3", I'm 6'2". We're both over 200
Really?
pounds. That's why I was like, I don't know why everyone, like no one thought of me as like this giant guy in the house, and I was like, okay, but yeah, no. So definitely like early on, I was like, if I can, kind of fade in the background and let all these people that I'm working with or really close with win, I think that's a
Mhm.
lot better for me. And then towards the end, I was like, okay, listen, although I could just, float on by and pretend like I'm still just chilling, if I want to win this game, like you need to win things. Like you can't just be like, I
Yeah.
only have a social game. And then I literally won 3 comps back to back to back.
But you know what you can also do? You can also give us great lip sync performances in the HOH room. I'm hoping that you like we can't play it on this show because of copyright, but I am hoping that you saw those mashups that people did of you on TikTok and places singing, lip syncing in the HOH room.
Yeah, I honestly was shocked because like that you're always being filmed where you're like, maybe this camera isn't really on right now. So
Uh-huh.
let me just like live my little life. I have my little music in. And then when I came out and there was like edited clips, Julie made one with like Austin and her for the dolls. I was like, oh, y'all been watching. It's like that. Good.
We, we have been watching. I want to take a question over from Instagram from Nala who says, what would you say was your favorite moment in the house this season?
Ooh, I always get these all the time. And like when you're there, honestly, like anything that happens next, you're like, this is it. This is the best moment. But I think if it's like obviously not like hanging out and like just chilling with people, especially Austin, I would say probably the BB Can Awards. This is like super fun to like dress up and like have a little party, have some food, and really just like get to just like literally like disassociate from the game. Even though we're like watching game clips, you're
Right.
not even thinking about anything that's going on, and you're just hanging out. Everyone's all dressed up, it's all fun. It's like a little party. I think that was probably one of like the funnest moments.
Okay, let's talk about one of your more stressful moments from
Oh
Lost and
God.
Cruised. He wants to know which was more stressful and nerve filled, move in day or finale day?
Ooh, that's hard. I would say maybe finale day, only because you're like everything is riding on this, especially since I knew I was like participating in part 3. I was like, this is the comp. Like, you need to win this competition. This is the one of the most, probably if not the most important comp of the season. So
Mhm.
there's like all that stress on you. Versus like moving day, like you're stressed, but you're like everyone's stressed. Everyone's like on edge. But no, I think finale day, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. This is freaking me out.
Yeah, I can't imagine either. I would imagine that move. No, I think finale day would. Being in the final two, I would say finale day
Mhm.
would have to be way more. Well, for me, it would be way more stressful.
Same. There's just a lot riding on it.
Right. And I don't know that this is true, but Denise in chat says, let Braden know that Taurus can get the Pfizer shot in New York, I believe. So if you want to just skip on over here,
Oh, well,
maybe.
I know I'm scheduled for my first dose this Saturday.
Oh,
I'm going to be a vaxxed girl.
okay. Well, then
Um,
good. Drink lots of
but
water, they say. Drink lots of
oh,
water.
okay. If
Yeah.
not, I guess I'll be pulling up to New York City.
Right,
Get a little shot.
exactly. I see a lot of people asking this. I'm going to take it from NB Print, who wants to know, is Braden planning to move to Toronto to
Ooh.
be with Austin anytime soon?
I mean, I feel like it's low key in the works potentially. I do love Calgary, I do love Alberta, but I just feel like the six, Toronto, I think it's just where it's happening, it's popping. There's a lot more things going on. I think there's a lot more opportunities. So potentially, I've been thinking about it. I've definitely been thinking about it. Since I have a cute little cash prize that I recently won, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why not? Maybe now's the time. You
Now
know?
is the time. No, look, we've all learned that our whole lives and world can be turned upside down
Upside
in a
down.
second. No day but today. So I say
Yeah.
do it. I say
You say
go.
do it.
I say do it if you want my vote.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, you heard it here first. I am now moving. Erica's told me to move, and I am going.
I am thrilled that I am able to influence this for you. I would, oh my God, you have so many questions. Lala Mug says, what tips did Kirsten give you before entering the house?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know if she really gave me any like specific tips, but she was just like, make sure to like be yourself.
Uh
She's
huh.
like, make sure that, she's like, you have a very bubbly personality and you're a very personable person. So she's like, really rely on that and really, amp that up. I think what else did she tell me? I think she also was just like, you know what, like, regardless, at the end of the day, like, you should be very proud of yourself and like how far you've come. And that her one piece of advice, I'm pretty sure, was to find one person in the house that you trust because you always need one person that you can trust in this game. Because if you don't, like, you'll literally go crazy. So I really took that to heart, maybe too much. And I was like, oh, Austin, I'll tell her every little aspect of my entire life, of my game. Like, I think it was almost to a fault, like how honest we were with each other. Like, it was
Right.
like the week of Invisible when we were both campaigning, like it was to the point where like I was like, oh yeah, like what did so and so say to you during your campaign? Oh, same. They said that to me too, but also this. Like it was too much.
Right. Clearly gives way better advice than I do to people before going in, Big Brother.
What would your advice be?
Oh, I don't remember. I feel like Nicole and I talked so much about things to do and not do before she went back for All Stars, and yeah, they just didn't work out well. Didn't
Listen,
work.
life
Don't
comes at
listen
you
to my
fast.
advice.
Life comes at you
Don't
fast.
listen. My advice is bad. You got it from a lot of people who wanted to know, Braden, is there anyone that you regret not working with more in the game?
Anyone I regret not working with more in the game? Maybe I would say maybe Jed or Kiefer.
Okay.
I feel like towards like late game, we worked a lot more together. Not so much with Jed because obviously everyone was trying to get the big fish out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But like especially with Kiefer, like I feel like when we like put our heads together, like we were able to like pull off the trap door and really, get things moving. So I feel like if
Mm-hmm.
me and Kiefer and like maybe Austin and someone else like really, worked hard together from the beginning of the game, I think we
Right.
definitely could have dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did the damn thing. Jed, I was always wanting to work with Jed, but I just knew that like he was just so loyal to the trio, like that he would never jump ship, that he would never, turn his back on them. So I was like, I'm just wasting
Yeah.
my breath at this point.
True. Luca over on Instagram wants to know, do you think Victoria's invisible HOH move was smart for her game?
Um, I don't, only because I think people really got into Victoria's head and really made it seem like me and Austin were coming for her, which we literally never were. Like, I remember talking to her and I was like, Victoria, like, what was that? Like, I was like, we were literally never coming for you. Like, we wanted to work with you. Like, we thought, like, we were going to be, a little glossy posse. So, like, the fact that you literally just sauced us up like that and then you
Mm.
went home the following week, like, I think that genuinely was maybe like the nail in her coffin, only because like she targeted like her own allies that week when
Right.
like the other side had actively been talking about how Victoria was going to be the next person to go out, if
Mhm.
not during the double eviction, which was obviously coming up. So,
Right. Um, you got this from a lot of people as well wanting to know. Obviously, we saw that you got Tara's vote from the
yes, yes, yes,
jury.
yes.
Was there anyone else's vote that you were surprised you did not get?
I think in the moment I was very surprised that I didn't get Rohan's vote.
Mm-hmm.
only because I was like, listen, like we're carb, and then we were brohan, and I felt like during Invisible Week or during not Invisible Week during Bass HOH that I really did like put in the work to make sure that Ro stayed and that like Bass really believed me. That was like, you can trust Ro, like he's not coming for you or the boys, like. And then to not get his vote, I think I was like, I was shocked, but in my mind, I was like, I know that he is a very, I guess, like analytical and very like thoughtful person. So I don't know if like it genuinely did just come down to the final HOH, but I was shocked that I didn't get his vote, 100%.
BB Queen K9 wants to know, going into part 3 of the final HOH, did you feel that Ty was taking you no matter what if he won, or did you have any hesitation there? Were you questioning that at all?
I think when you're in the house, like you literally question everything, even though like he was very certain that he was like, I am not taking her. I am not taking anyone who has gotten rid of Kiefer. Like that is not what I'm doing. So like I was probably like maybe like 95 to 5. In my mind, I was like, if I want to win this game, I need to win this final HOH, as well as, probably take Ty.
Mm-hmm.
But I was fairly certain, fairly confident that if he won, that I would be going with him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I do believe that. I do think that, well, I mean, obviously we saw the way that things played out and everything that happened. But yes, I always thought that it was that you would always be in the final two. I forget what Tara said yesterday. I have the worst short-term memory. I'd be able to like remember it in a month from now.
Of
but
course.
I forget.
You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget who she said was the person, but we're going to get to that more in a minute. First, I have a very hard hitting question from,
all right, I'm ready.
A social media icon, really.
Oh.
I mean, this person breaks news on Big Brother. She is featured in publications like all over. It is Maximus' mom on Twitter.
Okay.
And she has a very important question for you. She wants to know, did they let you keep the amazing butterfly suit from the BBCAN Awards?
I do not have any of my costumes or my outfits from the Big Brother house. I do have my finale look though, but I do not have the butterfly look. Maybe I'll hit them up for it. You know what? What else are you gonna do with it?
What else are they? I don't know why they don't give it to you. Oh my God, now I'm gonna forget who. Oh, I think, was it William one season? One of them wore on finale like this black blazer.
Ooh.
And then it looked like gold was dumped on the shoulders and it was like dripping. It was I am not a fashion person, clearly.
But it was a moment.
I was like, I want that. I just want that. I want it. And I tried to find it forever and no one could tell me where that came from. And I think maybe he made it himself. I don't remember.
Oh.
I did.
Not a crafty queen.
Exactly. But I loved that look and they should give it to you. I don't know why they don't give you guys. I think
someone told me that like, does BBUS people, do they get all their costumes too?
Yes.
Alleged.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a secret because they usually put them up for sure. I don't know if they get like all of the stuff that ever, but I know most of the outfits that they wear for competitions they get.
Oh,
and then yeah, I think when they let them dress up, it's usually part. I guess the difference for you guys is it's not a competition. Usually, BBUS when they're getting like all dressed up in like tuxedos and stuff, it's usually part of some competition. So I think that's why they're probably allowed to keep it.
This makes more sense. They're not just chilling watching video clips.
Correct. I do want to ask you another important question while we're sidetracking for 1 second from Flynn, who also loves Wendy Williams and says, Wendy has so many sayings, just like you do, but which one is your favorite?
Probably either, the now, hold on now.
Now, hold on.
Or yup, 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 yup. Those ones are my staples.
I really thought we were gonna get a how you doing.
How you doing's good, but it's like, how do you do that often,
Right. And it's so played out, how you doing? Or so
it's a staple though, like it's an iconic saying, it's everywhere. How you doing?
How you doing? Now the follow-up from Flynn is, so in the spirit of Wendy, I want to ask Braden a shady question. Whose
Ooh.
game was more messy, Victoria's or Beth's?
Ooh, messy, 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 messy.
You can plead the fifth, and I can save you.
I think it's just like they're both. I feel like Victoria's was messy because like she put up her allies, so I feel like that's what made it really messy. But then I feel like Beth was messy because she was always doing too much.
Yeah, it
like
was
she was
Beth is the right answer. Is Beth Alt?
perfect. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Because I feel like Victoria, and I mean, we talked all about this with Victoria postseason, but I feel like Victoria was purposely playing like a character or trying to make good feeds and television and
100%.
And whereas I think Beth, and I don't think that we should attack her for playing a game that if a guy did it, we'd be like, that's so great. But like, she was doing it more for a game. Like, she was in that game laser focused.
Very that.
So the fallout from that was kind of very messy at times.
I can imagine.
If there was no team twist, who do you think would have been the first boot? That's from BLK Stan on Twitch.
Oh, so this is another thing. Like when you have so much time in the house, like you literally just like work scenarios in your head. And I remember I literally asked every single person this. I was like, listen, there's no teams. And let's say Victoria was HOH. Who would you guys have wanted her to put up? And I genuinely think that it probably would have been Beth and Josh. That were probably because they were the first two that dropped.
Right.
So I think that people probably would have been like, that's just the easiest thing for you to do, Victoria. Don't get any blood on your hands, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like those two probably went up. But because Beth was probably the Sunsetters, like it probably would have been Josh that went home.
Poor Josh. How are you in, like, have you and Josh talked now postseason?
Yeah, we've chatted here and there. Nothing too crazy, but I know he's in Calgary right now, I think, working. So might have to pull up, hang out, have a cute little chit chat.
You guys watch that show. He's working on something. Gets a lot of DMs, he told me.
Oh, okay.
That Josh gets a lot of DMs. It's what he told me. I can't help it.
So he's very popular. Noted.
Very. I mean, when Jed nominated Kiefer and thought he was leaving, were you surprised just how much of everything Kiefer spilled to everyone? Courtney over on Twitch wants to know.
Was I like shocked at how much that he spilled?
Yeah.
Yes and no. So like when you're there, like obviously you have like inklings. Like I was like, yeah, like obviously I know the three are working together. I have a strong feeling that Kiefer is in it. I don't know to what extent, but I was like, something's been fishy since Kiefer won HOH the first time and everyone was gung ho hanging out in his room. So when he started spilling all the tea, I was just like, oh, it goes back like that. You're telling me Tina is a sunsetter. Oh, okay. So y'all have been running the house from on the low.
Right.
I wasn't like shocked, but I was just like, oh, he's really telling it all to me. And the worst part is that like I really had no one to say it to because I never know. You never know when you're there if like someone's feeding you info to see like if you'll go tell someone else.
Correct.
So I was like, maybe Kiefer like literally told Tara, like, I'm gonna tell Braden all this phony baloney. And then let's see if he comes back and tells you. And if he does, can't trust him. So I was like, you know what? Let me retain it all. Let me keep it to myself. But listen, Lord knows if when Jed won that battle back, I would have exposed everything. I would have been like, listen here, Jed, Oh, I would have been like, Kiefer told me this, and this. And like, you think you can trust him? You're going to come after me? What about Kiefer who just exposed your whole game?
So you would not have trusted Kiefer had he stuck around. He is not somebody that you would have wanted to work with to get to final two.
I thought that I didn't trust Kiefer. I just knew that Kiefer was a very good game player. I knew he knew what to say, what to do, and how to, I guess, win things. So I was worried, and I knew that everyone in the jury really think that Kiefer was the best player in the house.
Mhm.
So I knew that if I were to bring Kiefer to the final two, or even get him near the final two, the final three, that there was a very strong chance that he would be winning. And I also knew that if I were to get Kiefer out, that would put a huge target on my back, because everyone all game has said like that is the move to make. If you get Kiefer out of this game, you win this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, listen, someone else needs to do it for me, and then I need to get that person out.
Right. That is true. XYZDNY123 over on Instagram
Ooh.
says, is there anything that you would go back and change to fight the jury's perception that perhaps they felt you only started playing the game week 5?
Something that you to go back. I think hindsight's 2020, and I think that during the jury's questions, I think I would have tried to, answer their question, but still kind of frame it in a way where I got to explain my game more so. Just because I think you really do forget how short a minute is, and that you really don't have that much time to explain everything. And nobody else knows what you've been doing besides you, especially since like Austin wasn't there, or Kyle, or, Ro was there, but obviously it's him versus five other people, like, or six other people. So it's not like
Mm.
the best case scenario. So I think that going back, if I were to do anything differently after answering their questions, I would have, spun it in a way where I could explain my game and really let them see like how hard I had been fighting, and how like much of behind the scenes stuff I had been doing, and
Mm.
how, again, no one really ever looked at me, which was just so strange to me.
Yeah, I mean, like there are so many different ways to play Big Brother,
Mhm.
and I really think I think a game that pre-jury is under the radar is how you have to play it.
Oh,
Let
100%.
other people get those targets, and if you would have played your game in BBUS, hands down, there's no question in my mind that you would have won it all, because I
Oh.
think juries love the social player, the person who
Mhm.
was their friend, the person who they didn't feel, betrayed or backstabbed by. And I think a lot of us think that's an easy game. I don't respect those kind of
Mhm.
games or
Of
associate.
course.
I think it is very hard in Big Brother to make people be like endeared to you and feel close to you, and because you can't have all those people win, they're all gonna
Exactly.
have to go. Yet you played such a game that always made people feel close to you, trust you, like
Mhm.
you, in a way where, look at like a Tara versus Beth, or
Mhm.
Keith. Yes, they're out there winning stuff or making these
Oh,
big
of course.
moves, but I would argue your game is also very difficult in a
Mhm.
completely different way to maneuver.
Oh, I
This is
agree a
hard.
100%. Like, it's very hard having to A, try to be friends with every single person, because
Hmm.
everyone that's there obviously is a big personality, has their own opinions, is very opinionated. So having to navigate that while also,
Yep.
making them feel like you're on their side, that, they can trust you, that you're like someone that isn't going to gun after them, but
Hmm.
also isn't a threat, but also could potentially win things, that they would want to work with you, is like a very hard dynamic to, kind of like pivot around, especially when all the people that you really are working with literally go home week after week after week after week.
Hmm.
And then like you're really forced to be like, okay, like I want to work with you. What do we have to do? Like, what do I have to say? What do I have to do in order to secure my spot here, But then
Right.
also, I mean, you also have to win things, obviously. Like I think that's the hard part. But I honestly am still just flabbergasted to this day as to like how no one really like caught on to the fact that like I like potentially could like win a lot of things towards the end. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone was like, "No, it's just Braden. He's just chilling."
See, I don't even necessarily think it's like they thought it's Braden, he's just chilling. I think Big Brother Canada is just such a different beast. Like why I
Hmm.
say if you did that in BBUS, I think you would have
Hmm.
won because from what I see watching Big Brother Canada, you guys are very open about your like, I mean, look, I can't beat you, so obviously I'm going to have to
Yeah.
send you
Oh,
home.
100%. Yes.
And like that's sad, but we're gonna be friends after this. Yeah,
Hmm.
like if
It's
that
a
was
game.
RBB, that person right now postseason, the other one would have like TMZ articles out about them, and like you guys are just very understanding. Like it's a game, and like I gotta go after you. So sorry, and we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
have
very
drinks after.
upfront. Like we're very like, listen, no one's beating you. If I see you in jury, if I see
Yeah,
you, me sitting next to you,
yeah,
never gonna
yeah.
happen. I think that was also like a big push to like get rid of Latoya in week 3, is because
Mhm.
everyone was like, Latoya is such a good speaker. She's so good at conveying her ideas and conveying her opinions onto others. That if Latoya makes it to jury, if there's someone that she likes in that jury and it's not you, you're not winning. There's no way. She will literally talk their ears off and convince them all that you don't deserve to win. So I think that was a big fear of lots of people.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. What do you what was there anything Melanie was asking, was there anything that you have heard since you've been out of the house that happened in the game that shocked you? And was there anything that you learned that happened in the real world while you were in the game that
That
shocked you? But let's
shocked me.
yeah, like was there any bit of information that you heard coming out of the game that a family, your family or a friend told you were like, "Oh my god, I had no idea."
Maybe that I was potentially gonna go home during Jed's HOH. Like, I
Okay.
obviously in my mind, like that week, I was like, listen, I need to play this veto, and I know that one person isn't gonna play. And I have the worst luck. And I was like, it'll probably be me. And I was like, and this is the perfect time for them to get rid of me. What am I gonna do? But like everyone was very much like, Braden, like, why would we send you home? Like there's no need. Why wouldn't we split up a duo? Why wouldn't we put up a big target? Like, why would we send you home? And I was like, okay, you're right. Very nonchalant. Obviously, I'm still sus, but I was like, no, that makes sense. Like, that makes sense in my mind. But then my mom was like, yeah, no, like they were really debating like sending you home. Like we were all stressed, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? I was like, that really happened?
Yeah. It's I think that when it comes to like Big Brother and it comes to all of those movies, I think like
Hmm.
everybody has a certain way that they see that, like how everybody perceives the way the moves are made, or,
Hmm.
it's okay when their favorite players do something versus when other people do that. Like even right now, like if with us having conversation, there's people like, oh god, they're discrediting Ty's game. Oh god, no, we're
Or
just having a conversation.
yeah,
We're
chatting
just
about everything.
we're just having a conversation. We love Ty's game. Right now we're talking
Of
about the
course.
aspects of Braden's game. It's the way it goes.
Hmm.
Relax, just
Oh yeah,
relax.
take a chill
We
pill. Really never that
clearly
deep.
clearly you missed the beginning when I said how much I'm in love with Ty, and I really thought we were going to get married. And of course,
Are we all?
it is the one season that, I mean, well, obviously last year because it got canceled, that we couldn't be there in
I
person. I was like, of course
know.
I can't be there.
Yeah,
I
convenient. Very convenient.
I because people also love to complain when I make it about me. It's my show. Um, I told my husband while this show was airing, if I end up there for finale, I will cheat on you with Ty if
Oh,
he's open, and I don't even care about Braden if they end
did he
up
give
being
you
a
a hall
thing.
pass?
Yeah, oh yeah, well, like I care if he did.
Oh,
Sure, let's say yes.
oh,
So
okay.
I was very much like I think that was going to happen. I think that was going to happen. Um So I want to take another. We're already out of time, but I want to take some more of the
goodbye.
because well, look, I'm going to ask you some of your more fun questions that we got from people because I like these. And like you said, you guys do kind of, we always did these shows because I wanted like a place where fans could ask their
Of
questions.
course.
But now you guys got the Instagram lives and all of that. But
True.
so I feel like you do get a lot of these questions already. But here are some that you may not get that
Love to hear.
we actually got from a lot of people. I want to take this from Becca, who says, Braden, what I need to know is what products you're using on your lips because they always look
Oh.
shiny and supple. And I think Becca has a crush.
Oh, Becca, thank you. I really do love a nice, juicy, glossy lip. So I
Mm-hmm.
alternate. So I usually go for a nice Fenty gloss.
Okay.
Austin really put me on the one that doesn't have sheen in it. I think it's like the cream glosses, those ones.
Mhm. Okay.
Number one staple. But if
Okay.
you want to be more bougie and you
Okay.
really want to, really feel yourself, feel the moment, there's this like little pot of like this Gucci gloss that I brought with me that I wore in my
Mhm.
promo and that I also wore, I think, when I was sitting next to Austin on the block. And it
Mhm.
just hits. It's really moisturizing, really makes you look really supple, really plumped. And I'd recommend.
I love it. Jackie Knows says we need to hear Braden's take on the ball pit.
Ooh, not the ball pit.
Ball pit.
Listen, that ball pit was, I think, probably the biggest source of paranoia for everyone in that house. Just because you're like, there has to be something hidden in there. Like, why is there a room full of balls
Yeah,
and there's nothing hidden in there? That doesn't make
yeah.
any sense. Any sense. And then there were
Eh,
like those random bingo balls.
Yes, they should. Like, we can talk about it because it was on the feeds. There were times when, like, the cameras would come back because, like, we hear, like, we have the live feed
Yeah,
updaters.
yeah,
I
yeah.
had the feeds on 24/7 this season in a way that I've never watched as much feeds as I've done this season. It would come back sometimes, and I remember once there was like Tara had like this giant black ball. I think Braden and not Jed and Ty had like these smaller black balls. We
Hmm.
were convinced that there was some secret power you guys had that should have
Listen,
like
we all
joined the
were.
balls together to make like a power of veto necklace. Like we had so many theories and then nothing.
Oh, like Tara Lily told me she found that ball, and she's like, "Oh, like I thought it was gonna be like a blackout ball, and that you
Hmm.
could black out one of the nominations of the week." She's like, "I was hyped, like I thought that I had found the secret power, and then it's literally just a ball."
Yeah,
I
just a
think it really
ball.
was there just to drive you crazy.
Like it has to be. Or, no, I am not speaking at all of Big Brother Canada. I am speaking of my opinion on BBUS. Sometimes I think BBUS production likes to incorporate things like that in case they need a failsafe. Like in
Mm,
case things weren't going great and they needed some sort of
potentially.
a twist, then they'll just implement the black ball twist. And look,
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
of course
Kind
they
of like
do
a
that. That's
backup
why,
scenario.
oh, 100%. That's why we're never allowed to get full explanations or clear directions on twists or things we vote on because it's a TV show. At the end of the day,
True.
they are making, a TV show. Dee Dee wants to know why do you think the oddballs turned on Spicy V? Or do you think they turned on Spicy V? But if you do, why?
I mean, I don't think that we. I think it because it got to the point. I mean, I guess it depends when you would say the oddballs turned on Spicy V. If
Mhm.
it's during Beth's HOH, then I think we all turned on her because we all knew that Vic really wanted to get in close with the trio and
Mhm.
Kiefer, and that like we weren't 100% sure where her loyalties lied, and we never really knew if she were to an HOH, if she would take the shot. And when she went invisible, she didn't take the shot. And I think I don't know how they showed it, but like a lot of us really knew it was Vic for like a minute. So once we were like, oh, like she targeted her own, like she's not our people. Like she's not here for us. She's here for
Right.
them. So it's like, well, if we were all riding together, let's ride together to get her out. Also, she's a big target.
TP4L Nat says, we loved seeing Braden lip sync in the HOH room. What I want to know is what's on Braden's playlist currently?
Ooh, what's on my playlist currently? So that's like also a weird thing when you come out of the house and there's all these new songs that you have never heard before that everyone's been jamming to for months. I'm like, what am I listening to? I'm a big SZA stan. You know, I do like Miss Billie Eilish. But I also like some alternative music. Also, Madison Beer. She has some bops. And she released an album while we were locked in. But I would say definitely that Georgia song. Is it Georgia? Peaches? Peaches. By Justin Bieber. That one's pretty good. That SZA song with Doja Cat. I'm a big Doja Cat fan as well. Okay. You know, I'm a pop girly. I can't lie. I'm a pop girly.
Yeah, who isn't? Kiwana wants to know, Braden, do you plan on making a YouTube channel if you don't have one already?
Ooh, so like I had a YouTube channel when I was literally in high school because I thought I would be really cute, and for like this one project I made like for the social class, we had to do like historical figures, and I made them on popsicle sticks, and I did accents. And it was really bad, but I've been thinking about it. I just don't know. Do people want to see it? Do people really want to watch me on the tube? Is that a thing?
I mean, probably. I don't know, Braden. I got to be honest. Every time people come on this show and reference high school, it makes me feel so old.
Stop. You don't look a day over 21.
Well, thank you, because I'm a day over 40. So, Flynn also wants to know, you got this from a lot of people, but I think this is kind of a good place to start wrapping it up. Okay. What is next for Braden? Like, what are you looking forward to do next? What is the next chapter of your life going to look like? Or just this summer? What are your summer plans?
I mean, hopefully where some restrictions will open up and I will be able to do some traveling, get to, you know, reconnect with my BB housemates. Maybe Austin will come, you know, maybe we'll do some cute things. But I think I definitely want to get, I think, into probably some like content creation, you know, maybe some skincare things. You know, I really want to do the damn thing, you know, why not?
You need to go to TikTok. Honestly, go to TikTok. 100%. TikTok is where everyone is, it's where all brands and businesses are going to, you know, create something. And as long as you put out like 3 to 5 videos a day, you definitely can blow up. And believe me, it is a lot easier to do a 15 to 60-second video than producing graphics, promoting, editing. You will go down a rabbit hole of life to create YouTube content. And I think it's a dying thing anyway. I think TikTok is the future.
Okay, say less. You're like probably like the 6th person to tell me that. Like everyone in the house was like, Braden, like when they saw that Spicy V TikTok, they were like, you have to do TikTok. Like, you're not on TikTok? What are you doing?
We had the best intention, Nicole and I, at the start of this season to do like a TikTok a day, doing lip sync to you guys, which I'll have to send you the one that I did where
Please do.
It was you. And it went well. It went well,
okay.
but then, you know, it's also not that easy. You say it's like a 1-minute thing. It sometimes takes a day to make your 1-minute thing. So
yeah, you gotta really think and plan. It's a lot of like
being
background
creative
stuff.
And I see you doing that. I very much could see you going over to I very much see you moving over there to do that.
Catch me being a TikTok star at some point.
You should. You will be a wonderful TikTok star. Canadians don't make money on TikTok.
Yeah, allegedly. That's what I've heard. I told you, like, the US just really, like, you guys can do anything and get $1 out of it. In Canada, like, you're doing it for fun.
You can, I'll give you my address. You live here
Perfect.
now, okay? Make your money.
Perfect. I'll get the
Make your
social
money. You
security
can live
number.
at you. Oh yeah, I guess you would need one of those, right?
That's fine. We'll work out the plans. We'll work out the plans.
We'll just kill someone and steal their social security number. We're just
Exactly.
kidding. We're just kidding. Where do you want people to follow you on your social media sites that have more questions for you, that want to keep up in all things that you're doing, Braden? Where should they follow you?
Of course. You guys can follow me on Instagram at just Breydon White. I secured my handle. It's been there for a
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Twitter at Breydon BBCAN9. That's where you can find me.
Okay.
Hit me up. Ask me questions. I'm always down to chat.
Do it. And you need to watch Big Brother US this summer, because
BB23, baby.
I need you to come back and talk about it with
Yeah.
me. So we will definitely do that together. I will put all of Braden's links below this video so you guys can find the links to his socials there. Before we wrap up, and I want to say to those of you watching on Twitch, there's going to be a fun thing where Frankie Grande and his boyfriend are live streaming right now. So I believe when our show ends, it's going to send you directly to them. So say hi and be friendly. If you want, they would appreciate it. What do you want to say, Braden, to all of your fans that have come out here live to watch you tonight, or who will be listening to this in the future?
I mean, so crazy that I even have fans, because every day I really thought I was hated in that house. So that's shocking to me. But what I would like to say, I think, is just thank you for all the love and support. Know that every message, that like everything you say really means a lot, really touches my heart. And I'm so thankful that I was able to do so many people proud, and to really, represent not only myself, but also like all the communities that I represent, just being me, really, really proud, and really did the damn thing for everyone. So thank you all, always.
I love that, and I do. I think that you are a wonderful inspiration to so many people playing this game. I can't wait to see what you do going forward. I know I saw people in the chats saying, like, thank you for the conversations that you had on the live feeds about race or male toxicity and things like that. You did it in such a way that really informed and helped people. So I think you really changed a lot of people's minds, I think.
So well, I'm glad. I'm always down. I'm always down to have a conversation about anything.
Perfect. Well, Ty is going to be down to have a conversation with us later this weekend. We have Tina, which I'll just probably be like this the whole time.
Tina's so cute.
We'll have Tina, Latoya, Kiefer coming on next week as well. So make sure you guys are following the Reality Recap socials, the Hello Friends socials, so that you are alerted when those go live. And we will see you guys all in the next show.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me. I'll see you, everyone.
We will. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends. Bye, guys.